if it were possible, I'm serious, I would do this. If it were possible to live anywhere but what I'm experiencing here and now, I would go into my future, like a year from now, find out which stock is doing the very best. I would find out how it did, and then I would come back to now and buy $1 zillion of that stock. Nobody can do that. I don't know anyone who can live in their own future. I don't know anyone who can live in their own past. See, our experience is always here and now. The experience, in other words, what is happening can only be experienced as it's happening, which can only be here and now. You can't eat last night's dinner again. You can remember it, but that's not experiencing it. That's thinking about it. You can't gain those calories when you're thinking about it. Now, sure, you can have some physiology that kind of, we'll do something later on where you'll imagine something and you'll have a physiological effect. There is an impact, but it's not the same as experiencing. Now, I know that's like, man, that's too much thinking about stuff. Okay, follow me on this. Because people, if we want to get the upper hand on stress, we have to get this one principle. So what I know about reality is it's my experience that's happening here and now, and what did we say? 99.9% of the time, our here and now reality is stress-free. How can we test that? How can we immediately test that? Look at your experience and say, is there a bear? Or is there anything that's genuinely dangerous? If we walk through our days, we've gone through this before, it feels like this most of the time, as far as safety is concerned. Correct? So, the question is, if this is our reality, and there's no stress in our here and now, why would we ever be stressed? Because our minds shoot, and remember, the things we make up about stuff. This is really important. You guys got this correct. We make up stuff that are thoughts into the future or thoughts into the past, and we include any kind of uh-oh thought in there, or doggone it, something like that. You know, shoot, that wouldn't have happened. And you relive the argument over and over again. Fear is entirely a future-looking thought. Every fear that you have, think about it, and we'll get into this more deeply, but whenever you fear something, it's not about what's going on right now, is it? You have a fear that this is going to be an outcome, and there might be some pain there. Got it? Now, I don't want to go too much into this, just enough to say, this is the cause. We said the uh-oh thought is the cause, but it's always, one addition to that, the uh-oh thought is also relating to a future or a past event, almost always. Or a future or past situation, a future or a past something. It's not about what's now. Now, where I'm going with this is what our next thing to learn is, how do we bring our awareness to right here where there is no stress, as opposed to, oh no, that's going to happen, or wish that wouldn't have happened. When we take our mind into the present moment and we recognize the safety of the present moment, our body goes, oh, this is great. There's no threat thoughts. I'm okay here. Let me tell you a quick story. I didn't understand this principle, but it happened to me once. I was at Brigham Young University, and I was taking a test. And down at BYU, they have a testing center that is this big square plane. I don't know if it's still the case, but back when I was in my undergraduate work, there was it's this gigantic 600 people sitting in desks taking tests all day long. Just, you can imagine the stress that's made up there. So, and I was in a program called Family Financial Planning. I was planning to be a financial planner, help everyone make billions of dollars, and then in the process, they would pay me a whole bunch to help them that way. And I was in a class that was kind of an economics, individual economics class. And this class was like pivotal. If you don't do well in this class, you don't go on and do well in the program. You've got to do well in this class. So it was a really important class. And I was taking a test